Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Tuesday, May 31st, the first day of Sivan, which means it's Rosh Chodesh. Please remember all of your Rosh Chodesh inserts. That's throughout Monday night, Tuesday daytime, all day Tuesday daytime. It's a one-day Rosh Chodesh. Today I wanted to just explain Akdamus. Akdamus is this piyut kind of thing that we say on Shavuos morning, on the first morning of Shavuos. This is an Ashkenaz custom, and it's a pity that so many people hear it when they're tired after learning all night, but it is a very, very beautiful piyut which discusses God and His Torah and His people and how they all mesh together. It's written in Aramaic. It's not easy to understand. Scholars understand it well. You can welcome to study it in its translations, but its theme is the greatness of Hashem and His relationship to His great Torah and to His great nation. It also refers to the Aseres Hadibros, the Ten Commandments, which of course were given to the Jewish people on Shavuos. It was written by Rav Meir Bar Yitzchak Naorai. He was in Worms, Germany, and he lived approximately at the time of Rashi. Now, it used to be that the Akdamus was recited like right after the first sentence of the Kriyas HaTorah on Shavuos morning. Later, around the last couple of 100 years, people changed that and did not insert it during the laning after the first pasuk, but rather right before the Kohen makes the bracha on the first aliyah. What were they doing before and what are they doing after? It's kind of simple when you know that way back when, like 2,000 years ago, they used to read the Torah and have people translate into Aramaic after a sentence. Torah reading, translation, Torah reading, translation. So having Akdamus inserted in that style was certainly fitting when customs like that were still going on. We don't do that anymore. And therefore, having Akdamus being recited in the middle of two psukim during the reading of the Torah would be kind of like an awkward thing that we're not used to. So we push it back and we have it right before the Kohen makes the bracha on the first aliyah. What other details would I like to tell you about it? That's about it. Oh, it is said responsively, which means that the Chazan says a pair of lines, and then we say a pair of lines. And two other things was that although it was written back in the time of Rashi, it didn't get into popular use amongst all the Ashkenazi Jews until around the beginning of the 1500s. Also, interestingly, everybody remarks that every phrase in Akdamus ends with Taf Aleph. That is a common ending for Aramaic words, but every single line ends with Taf Aleph, and that's indicative of Taf being the last letter of the Aleph base, and Aleph being the first letter of the Aleph base, which is quite symbolic of how we act. We finish learning something, and immediately we say Chazak, Chazak, V'nis Chazek, as we just did at the end of B'chuk Kosai. And then we, go right on into reading the next thing. And that's what the Taf Aleph indicates. We finish something and we go right back to learning the next thing. That is our way because we cherish Torah and we always want to review our Torah. And if we finish it, we want to go right back to the beginning and learn it again. And that is certainly indicated in this piyut, which so much so discusses the love of Hashem and His people and His Torah. So that's some background on what we're doing with Akdamus. First day of Shavuos in the morning in Ashkenazi communities right before the laning begins. If you're having trouble understanding it, it is well translated in Good Sidurim, and you're welcome to study it there so you understand all the beautiful phrases. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Have a good Chodesh. Bye-bye.